You're watching Scene TV, and I'm Maya McNulty, your host. Schenectady Cable Entertainment News and Events. And today we're really excited to have Joe Leverett, the general manager of Marotta's fine restaurant, right? Here with us. Welcome, Joe.
Hi.
Joe, tell us about Marotta's. What's your favorite dish?
Favorite dish? I mean, we just actually launched a new lunch menu. I'm really feeling the new steak sandwich. And other than that, I don't know. Chicken francais, honestly, is probably my staple favorite if I had to pick every day.
Great, great. Tell us about the historic Lower Union Street and about the merchants and everyone, that how Marotta's is actually, everybody's got a different flair and flavor downtown. Right. So tell us a little bit about that and how you guys stand apart.
I mean, honestly, it's all happened within the past, 3 years. It went from there not really being any businesses really down in that section, but it was a nice row of older style buildings that has recently become sort of a restaurant row, and that whole block has been reinvigorated with lively businesses and restaurants for people to visit, and we've been doing pretty well with it.
Yeah, you guys recently launched, is it in October of 2000? When did you guys reopen again, your launch of the expanded building?
We opened the second floor in October, yes.
In October? Yeah, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the second floor is the Tunnel Lounge, and it's kind of our new event space, dining space, late night scene. We have a really cool bar with really cool lights, and we offer the same menu we offer downstairs, and we also use the space for conferences, meetings, birthday parties, wedding receptions, anything like that. And it just kind of gave us the option because downstairs was a little bit cramped.
Yeah. So tell us, is that why you chose to expand and add some square footage?
Well, that was one of the big reasons. I mean, Chris owns the whole building, and
Chris
pretty
Marotta.
much, yes, he has the whole building, and it's pretty much like there were 2 apartments up there, and we ended up turning away a lot of customers during our busy times a year, just because we didn't have the capacity for it. And he thought it'd be a great idea to expand on that and improve our capacity, and that's what we did.
Great, great. Tell us about some of the entertainment that you have going on at Marotta's, so people can, actually it's summertime, you got a nice patio.
Oh yeah.
So tell us a little about that.
We're really looking forward to the patio opening up probably in the next 2 weeks, hopefully, weather permitting. But we obviously have live entertainment. We do DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. We have different local musicians come in and perform on Thursday nights and Saturday nights from time to time. And obviously, as we approach the warmer weather, we're going to be having people outside and just really try and bring the block to life, which is
great. Awesome. Great. What's some of the entertainment that's different about what Marotta has?
Different entertainment?
Yeah, what do you have that's different that sets you apart from another restaurant? Certain bands, certain. What do you guys do different?
I mean, I honestly don't know what other people are doing, to be perfectly honest, but I feel like we bring a lot to the table as far as our whole atmosphere and the dining and the musicians that we have, and we can bring it all together in a great package to give people a great time.
Great. Tell us about some of the Mother's Day specials or some of the events that you guys have planned coming up.
Absolutely. I mean, we have our limited Mother's Day menu that is just being published now. It's going to print, I think, hopefully tomorrow. And we have a special Mother's Day brunch, and we're doing a mimosa bar package as well. And that's pretty much what we got going for Mother's Day.
Great, great. Let's talk about the traffic in downtown Schenectady, Lower Union Street. What's happened to that? Has it become really vibrant? Is it still tough to kind of park down there? What's going on down there?
I mean, parking has always been an issue. Honestly, they gave us that corner lot probably last year, and that's helped a lot. But other than that, the block has been very lively, and it's really great, especially in the summertime. Yeah,
let's talk about some of your neighbors. Do you guys cooperatively work on projects together, or do you have a board? How do you guys
we all coordinate with these kind of things. We have our block parties. We do things with experience for decorating for Christmas and those type of events. We all work together because honestly, we all have our own little niche, and we can all work together to boost business as a whole.
Yeah. What's been some of the fun things that you've done in the restaurant?
Fun things for me? Well, I like computer things, so I had a lot of fun with the iPads and taking all the pictures of all the food, and I really enjoy doing the lights, just stuff like that. I enjoy those kind of projects myself.
Yeah. Do you think that the iPads at the table were really functional, that really engaged the customers?
I feel like
something
it does.
A little different?
I feel like it brings a lot to the table, enables customers to see what they're purchasing before they purchase it, and it really just kind of whets your palate and really helps you see what you're ordering. And I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I think it's very convenient and fun. You know, it really created something that was different and stands you apart. Let's talk about some of the diversity things that are going on downtown. I don't know, you tell me. I'm lost there.
We're not quite downtown. Obviously, the downtown strip has their own sort of things going on, which we're not really included in. We kind of have to vie for attention with the main State Street strip because obviously they are downtown per se, and we're kind of over here.
All right.
So if you tell me what you think's going on downtown, I can tell you more about it.
Okay. Well, that's fair because, you know, I think that for a while the lower Union Street, like the upper Union Street, has established their little bid in their, I don't want to call it little, but their district.
Right.
And then now you've actually have a landmark being called the historic Lower Union Street Business District.
Right.
And there's the J Street Business District, and then, of course, downtown. So it's great that collaboratively you're giving the population in Schenectady things to do and entertainment. And what do you think stands your restaurant apart from another Italian restaurant?
Well, obviously I feel like we offer a modern ambience and a more modern American Italian kind of fusion type menu where we're willing to be a little bit more adventurous than you might expect in a more traditional Italian restaurant like many of the local ones around here as well.
Great. Do you offer anything special, like vegan or?
Oh yes, we have all sorts of vegan options: gluten-free pasta, gluten-free pizza. We have vegetarian burgers, chickpea burgers, all types of things to accommodate any special dietary restrictions.
Great. And do you host events at Marotta's?
Absolutely. I mean, we have an upcoming wine tasting. We have wine dinners, and we have musicians obviously, and we obviously host any private events that anyone would like to throw.
Great, great. How big of a party, if you wanted to have a private party at Marotta's, how big of a party? What's your accommodation?
We could comfortably accommodate 90 people upstairs.
Upstairs is 90? Okay, great, great. Anything else you'd like to add?
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Well, thank you so much, Joe, for being on CNTV.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate your time.
All right.
You're watching Scene TV, and I'm Maya McNulty, your host, Schenectady Cable Entertainment News and Events. And I'm so delighted to have my good friend Kevin Brown from Cafe Nola and Rudy Grant from The Experience from Lower Union Street on our show today. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, absolutely. I am so excited about everything that's happening in downtown Schenectady, and I keep calling it downtown, but it's really Lower Union Street, your historic district. So forgive me for putting them together. I love your restaurant, your Louisiana flair. I just love it so much, and I love your florals and your home decor. I get lost in there. It makes me feel special every time I walk in. So, Kevin, tell us something special that's happening in your restaurant.
Good food, good quality, fresh ingredients. We can accommodate any dietary need with fresh ingredients, not packaged or pre-made. Everything's made to order with the best ingredients. A lot of stuff from the farmer's market we get, and we just make sure you're comfortable eating good comfort food.
Awesome. Comfort food, yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. Tell about the bar, too. You recently expanded downstairs, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
We added the bar in August. Was a very good move. We're seeing more customers staying late night, especially with the entertainment. They're singing along. I give them instruments, and everybody's playing an instrument. Sometimes they sound good, but the more they drink, the better they sound.
You've got some unique flavors down there and some spices. I love the Cajun. So tell us about some of your specialty dishes that you serve.
We do traditional etouffees, which is a stands for smothered in or simmered in. Crawfish. Crawfish season is upon us now, so I'll be flying in some crawfish for crawfish boil, and it's educating the people on how to eat crawfish, and people like to do it for the first time. Southern fried chicken, which is a very popular dish, and fresh seafood. We've been running a lot of specials. Coming out of Lent, we had a real lot of fresh crab stuffed flounder with super lump crab meat and stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the things I love about your restaurant, too, is definitely your wife, Robin. I love to see her there. So she's amazing.
She keeps me going.
She's, you're the master chef, I guess. And tell us about your chef. Tell us about your experience and how you became Cafe Nola in downtown or on Lower Union Street.
On Lower Union Street. Well, actually, I went to culinary school. Always loved food from far back as I can remember as a young child. Went to work for General Electric for a brief time. Got out of that, got back into the business, and I was doing fairs and festivals. And people were like, "You got to open a restaurant. Your food's so good." So we were looking around, and when I saw historic Lower Union Street, which I wasn't aware of the architecture, and it just fit that whole New Orleans theme that I was looking for. And Lower Union Street's really, really coming around.
Tell us about your passion for cooking comfort food.
It comes from here. It comes from the soul. I always cooked in the kitchen with Mom and my grandmother, and my background is Portuguese, so a lot of the food from the South is similar to that. It just basically whatever they had for ingredients is what they created these great dishes with.
I absolutely love the environment and the atmosphere. I think it's warm and it's friendly, and definitely comfort. So the food to boot is awesome. Yeah. Rudy.
Yes.
Okay. Every time I walk into Experience, it is an experience.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's always changing.
Absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So, where do you get your vision, inspiration?
Well, actually, David and I go to market twice a year, and we get little hints of what we're going to do for the next year when we go through the market and see what is new items and such. And then we buy from maybe 60 different vendors, 70 different vendors to put a look together. Sometimes one vendor doesn't ship, so we have to change our look as it happens. But we can change on the spur of the moment. And when we do a flip, when we change the store, it sometimes takes 2 or 3 weeks. So somebody might come into the store and say, "Oh, are you going out of business?" We say, "No, we're just changing the whole place because we move the walls, we move everything. We paint the floor, we paint the walls."
Yeah.
So when you come back in, you do have an experience because the whole store's changed.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready for another change coming up in June.
Yep.
On June 5th and 6th. We're going to have a summer open house, and it's going to be a little bit different than what we've done before. We actually started this for the first time last year, and it's going to be home entertaining. So we've got those summer parties coming. We get the June graduations and the weddings. I want to give you lots of little hints on how you can throw a party at your home. Everything from linens, because we own a linen business, that's there also. So we're going to show you all the different new linens that are out and how to use them and how to take an ordinary linen and make it look incredible. We're going to have table settings done. We're going to have flowers on the tables. So it's going to be a really different type of open house.
I'm inspired already.
And we brought in some really neat food, spices and different things. So we're actually going to be serving those for our open house. We're going to have barbecue chicken happening out in the parking lot. And it's actually going to be what they call beer can chicken.
I've actually had that.
It's really
where
neat.
you cook
Pretty
the
good,
chicken
yeah.
in a beer.
Yeah.
I've actually had that. Oh no.
So we
It's good.
have
It's
the
nice.
recipes. We have the recipes for that. And we have the
Uh-huh.
special cookers for that. So we're going to feature that. And
It's very cool.
Some of the different things that we have, and then the whole store will be themed around summer parties and events, because we do fresh flowers for events and weddings and all different kinds of parties, either small or large. Then of course we own the linen company that's there too, so we do the linens, so we can do one-stop shopping for people.
Absolutely.
Throwing a party.
Now, do you have a designer that could help someone if they decided that they wanted to have a party at home?
Oh, absolutely. We actually have 3 AFD designers in our store.
Okay.
Myself, David, who's my partner, is also an AIFD designer.
Okay.
And Mary, who works for us also, is an AIFD designer. And what that means is the
Yeah.
American Institute of Floral Designers. And there are approximately 1,300 in the world. So it's a very selective
Wow.
group of really high qualified designers.
And you have
Three in
three
our
of them
store.
in your store.
Right.
That's
That's
why it's
impressive.
so beautiful and
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very cool.
Every
We have a lot
time.
of talent there, and we just have a great group of people who work for us, because I want to say we have fun. You know,
You should have fun.
It's a
Passion.
labor of fun that we do,
Yeah.
and we work very hard at what we do. But I think that as you come in and see how wonderful it looks, you can see it, because people, from the counter to the people putting it together, like what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference.
That's
Absolutely.
real important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just like you creating comfort food, you absolutely love that with passion. It comes
Right.
right from your soul.
Yeah.
So that definitely shows on the plate, and that shows in your design.
And
Absolutely.
people can see it the minute
Yeah.
they come in. They can feel a warm feeling in the store.
Yeah, I definitely get excited. Both places, two different feelings. But when I come to experience, I'm like, I want to touch and see and feel, and I don't want to miss a thing that's in there. So
We actually had a lady come in one of our holiday open houses,
Uh-huh.
and she was there 3 hours.
easy.
And she stopped me and she said, I'm going to walk around one more time because I know I missed something.
Absolutely.
Because you got to look down and middle and up and all over.
It's like walking into
Yeah.
Wonderland.
Right.
Yeah, and your showroom is how many square footage is this showroom?
Well, the front showroom is about 8,000 square feet.
Okay.
And the whole building is 13,000 square feet.
So just to give people an idea of how much stuff, I don't want to call
Right.
it stuff either because it's beautiful stuff that's in there, 8,000 square feet just in the front room.
And one of the things that I think separate us from a lot of other places is that we put everything in vignettes. So they're put on table settings in different areas so it'd look in your home.
Mhm.
So it's easier to visualize as it would look in your home.
Yeah.
All the paintings aren't in one section stacked against each other, but they're actually put into a vignette, and usually by color scheme, so it gives you an idea of how they can work. So you can paint the background
Yeah, that's
or
really
wallpaper the
helpful.
background. So it helps
Absolutely.
people a little bit along the way.
Yeah, that's very helpful, and it's a really great tip as well. So, I want to talk to you too also about some of the things that you do a little different, like you do rentals during the holiday time and corporate events and
Yep.
things like that. Let's talk a little bit about that.
People really don't realize all the things that we do.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk about it.
They come into the store and they think that's all we have. The store is probably a medium chunk of the pie.
Uh-huh.
We do a lot of leasing, where we actually go into restaurants, we go into banquet halls, we go into, Proctor's is one of our accounts, where we do seasonal decorations. They're leased, and they get the same product back for 3 years, and at the end of 3 years they get all brand new products, so it never tends to look old, worn out,
Right.
shabby. And we do everything from 5 times a year lease, where it can be starting off in the fall, then holiday, then winter, then spring, then summer. And so it's really amazing because we have this turning all the time, and it's fun.
Uh-huh.
And we've got crews going out, and at Christmas time they start the week before Thanksgiving, and they're working probably 80, 90 hours a week just trying to get everything done. And they keep saying, don't book any more accounts because we can't do what we're doing. So the alternative
Good
thing is
problem
we
to
hire
have.
more people, but it's really a great thing. And we have, and it's so nice to go down State Street, Schenectady, and see the different buildings that we do
Uh-huh.
decorate because
Yeah.
you can spot them when we
Yeah.
do them.
Oh, instantly. I know of driving around in the Capital District, I spot some. And I love going down to historic Lower Union Street and seeing how beautifully you decorate.
Did a wonderful job for the holidays.
Yeah,
Really.
Thank
that
you.
section
Yeah.
as well. It's like you almost know that you're experiencing experience when you're coming down through there. So.
Well, that's good, and that gives us a separation from every other district
Yeah,
in the
I
city.
definitely,
Right.
you definitely stand yourself apart and very well as well,
Yeah.
especially that you have so many certified
Yeah.
designers. So
We
that's
do.
good. That's very
And then
good.
we actually do a lot of parties.
Uh-huh.
We do a lot of weddings. We've done weddings as far as the Virgin Islands, and we're doing weddings up in northern New York, Vermont. We travel all over and a lot locally. And people like coming to us because they're getting our superb design. Plus, we give a lot of time for a wedding. We're actually there. You see the bride down the aisle, and we move things. And it's not we just drop them off, but we actually spend time with them. And we're not a wedding factory. So if we're doing your daughter's wedding, that's what we do. We'll do it for the day, and then we'll do somebody else another time. So a lot of brides that come in, I tell them, you have to let us know because there may be somebody else vying for the time.
Right, absolutely. Let's talk about. So we talked about your open house, and you're doing some different events at Cafe Nola too, right?
Well, actually, as a Lower Historic Union Street, we have a festival coming up on June 22nd. It's going to be some arts and some culture and some lot of music. We've got a great lineup for headliners, and that's going to go from 11 to 4. So we're hoping to get some people from the farmers market, which we are very involved with that. My wife does that every Sunday as well, and that's good. It's a good networking tool.
But we're also going to be bringing in some higher end vendors. So it's not going to be like the other street festivals the city is down out on State Street and such, but it's going to be a little higher end
yeah.
with really some great jewelry people and some higher end vendors. And we're going to be doing something out in front of our store to change things around a little bit and make it a little surprise for everybody. And it's going to be a great time, and it's going to be closed for 2 blocks, Union Street will be. So it's really going to be a great day.
Okay, so we're looking at June 22nd from
Correct.
11 to 4,
Right.
historic Lower Union Street. And what's the name of your festival?
Well, we've been discussing that actually, haven't we?
Historic
Rudy?
Lower Union Street Festival.
We've actually made a logo for the Lower Union Street Historical District, and so we're now putting together a logo for our festival. And we don't want it to be like a street festival that everybody else has.
Right.
You know, we're trying to come up with a unique identification for it. So that's in progress right now as we're speaking.
Okay.
So we'll let you know when we
We'll
get that.
keep you posted on that.
Keep you posted on it.
But we're selecting the vendors, very carefully, like Rudy said, to put a good quality, not like a carnival kind
Be
of
no
thing.
balloon auction, no balloon people.
No balloon people,
No
yeah.
balloons and clowns.
But we'll have
Oh,
a little,
my.
we'll have activity, a little something for everybody.
Yeah, great. So the restaurants, they'll all be offering specials for that particular day,
Right,
and
right.
you'll have a street vendor fair going on. The street's going to be closed off. You'll have some vendors. How can one get involved with becoming a vendor for this event?
They can call our store.
Okay, so call experience.
Yeah, call
Store.
Experience. You're going to speak with Monique. She's
Okay.
handling it all for us.
And, or DSIC.
Right.
Okay. All right, great. And I want to talk about what's the proceeds of this fair going to? Is it for rehabilitation for Lower Union Street? Is it going towards education? What's the purpose of this?
Well,
Really?
that question has
Except
come up.
to drive traffic downtown.
Well, we're hoping to break even basically the first year, which being the first year, it's kind of like, well, let's plan it out and let's see what we need, what we did right, what we did wrong, and how can we make it better the next year.
Right.
So we're hoping to break even, maybe have a little bit budget going the next year, so it can become bigger and grander.
As we get bigger, then the proceeds would go to beautifying our section.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it's expensive to do that. So
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know that some other groups and organizations and districts that I've been involved with, sometimes we do proceeds to help an education fund or to help whatever charity that's dear to that little organization and stuff. So I'm going to be excited to see how it develops. What else is going on down there? That how are your neighbors, and do we see foot traffic and
Absolutely.
people around
It's-
patios open?
It's really becoming a busy nights area during the day and also in the evening. You know, when
Right.
people come out to party and just have dinner. I mean, you go to the restaurants along the street and they're full. And the food everywhere is wonderful. And the cross street from us, they're going to be building the front section of the apartments that are there now. And that's going to have more retail space on the lower level. So that's going to bring more retail
Right.
there. And you're going to find out that Union Street, our lower Union Street section, is going to be where the retail and the area where you can just go park your car and walk around.
Right.
We don't have to walk a long distance.
Right. They,
So
they
it's
may
really
go to
nice.
Experience and then come to Cafe Nola for dinner, maybe go to Marotta's for dessert or somewhere else for a cocktail, and that's the atmosphere we're trying to
You know, when we
create.
have our open houses, we try to get all the people in the street involved so that we hand out their menus or open houses, because when we do our holiday open house, we only have 2,000 people come through.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
So it's something that we want to capture for everybody in our area.
To become part of the Lower Union Street Historic District, do you guys offer membership to become, like, so you can
Just gotta sign
advertise?
get on our email list.
Just get on the email
Yeah.
list?
It's relatively new.
Okay.
We just actually formed it back in November.
Yeah.
So that we're doing baby steps, and
Yeah.
as we get more people involved, and then we can start building things.
Yeah, I'd suggest that because it helps to, get more ideas and people involved and getting
Right.
them to participate in some of your activities that
Absolutely.
you're doing down there. So it's kind of very cool.
I think
like
June
it.
22nd is going to make a big impact on Lower.
Absolutely true.
Historic
Yeah,
Lower
we're
Union
excited
Street. It
about it.
really
yeah,
is.
Yeah. What do you feel about the development of? Obviously, you have some passion and you're excited about it. But was there a time where you just said, this is not working out for me?
I was lonely for a long time when all those buildings were being redeveloped, and revitalization. And I was like, God, this project, he's got to move faster. He's got, but now it's all come together, and now it's a destination, and it's exciting. I'll walk out on the patio, and all the patios are full. The umbrellas are up. People are just mingling and having a good time and walking around. And I envisioned one night last summer. I'm like, this must be what it was like back in the 1800s. You know, the hustle and bustle and people, and I could just imagine the carriages going by and everything. Because the buildings date back to the early 1800s.
They're gorgeous buildings.
And they're beautiful buildings.
Yeah. We actually have been there since 1990. So we were one of the first big retail businesses to come into Schenectady. We were over in J Street originally.
Yep.
And then we moved over to the bigger building when it became available. And we actually moved both of our companies there. And we find people coming to us from all over. We get a lot of people from Saratoga, Albany, and it's becoming a destination. And I think as that is happening, it's going to become, the whole lower Union Street district is going to become a destination.
Absolutely.
Because there's going to be some nice things happening there.
Right. And now when you get the colleges, people are going to Union, where the parents are bringing their children to the campus, and checking it out see if that's where they want to go next year. So we see businesses like that, and they come in and they're like, well, what can I do for an hour? Go down to Experience, check it out down there.
It's amazing because when they have Parents Weekend, where the parents will come in on Friday with their bowls from Connecticut or whatever, and say, will you fill this? And we'll pick it up on Sunday. So it's amazing how we've created that just within the college.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's
Yeah.
good.
And Union winning the hockey championship, that's
It was a
big.
wonderful thing.
Yeah,
That's big.
salute.
And
It's exciting.
it was great seeing the parade go down Union Street, and we were throwing beads up at the players and stuff. So
It was wonderful.
our beads that were on national television those were our beads around those players.
I love it. That's great. I was actually, I think maybe in South Carolina, and I was watching it on TV. They were just amazing, Union College. Way to go, Dutch.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Anything else you'd like to share about the experience, your boutique?
Well, I think that we just, it's amazing how many people come into our store and say, how long have you been here?
I hear it all the time.
We've never been here before. We've driven by it, but we've never stopped in. Just if you haven't stopped in, stop in, because it really is a delight. And people think that it's all high end, and it's not. We have things that offer to everybody.
You have a wonderful assortment of candles.
Oh, yes,
Absolutely love those. Do you still do the infusions?
We do. We're
Yeah.
We're actually carrying a different line now because we keep changing things. And then we have our warehouse part of the building where you can make your own things. You can buy all high-end silks or good quality silks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You
and
also do
containers
the
and
classes.
And we do classes.
Yeah. I remember this now. It's coming
And
back.
we're really doing a neat thing for our open houses. We're not sending out an invitation, but we're actually going to do some little YouTube things so that they're going to be videos that people will be getting to encourage them to come to see what we're doing at the open house. So it's going to be a new twist for it.
Oh, that's very cool. And you know what? That makes them engaged, and video's really perfect. So, and what else is going on over at Cafe Nola?
We do the tarot card readings. We do the psychic readings. So we keep that New Orleans thing going, all the time. But most importantly, good food. Where else can you get alligator in
That's
the
right.
capital region?
Yeah, you've
Great
got some
crab
unique-
cakes.
Yeah.
We got best chicken wings in the Wing Walk last year, and we're hoping to keep that going strong. And just come down and have a good time and relax and be comfortable.
Yeah, this was such a fun interview. Thank you guys
Oh, you're
both so
welcome.
much
Thank
for
you.
coming on
My
CTV.
pleasure.
It was great to
Good.
see you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome.